What's up, guys? Frodo Baggins from Clan Reddit Omega here with the next war recap video over our most recent war against DDLY Clan. They were mostly Go Wipers. They did get a few 3 stars on our lower Town Hall 9s, but the only 3 stars against our upper Town Hall 9s were by Town Hall 10s with max heroes. I'm going to go ahead and get into attacks. We cleared most of their bases except for 18 and 14. Both we had really close attempts on, just didn't get all the way through. That's alright though. I'll go ahead and start looking at the first attack. Show Me taking on number 19. I believe he's bringing a 3 golem goho to this base. Oh wait, no, 2 golems and 2 witches. He's got witches in the clan castle. Drops both of his golems, drops wizards just to create the funnel. Wall breakers end up getting everything into that compartment. Only needs one of them as it turns out. Drops his clan castle, the witches start pouring out, skeletons also start pouring out. The funnel is nice and wide at this point, there's not much room for error there. Barbarian King goes down, he starts going in. What I love about this attack is that he doesn't have his Archer Queen, so he did get a little lucky that there wasn't a dragon in the CC, but I believe that's why he took the witches, is so that they could slowly take the dragon out, and the poison, of course, would have made that fairly easy for them. But he doesn't, there's not a dragon in there. The clan castle was mostly poisonable except for a witch that just stayed right out of his range, but that's alright. He's already dropping his hogs. He triggered a double giant bomb set already, and a giant bomb goes off over there by the Barbarian King. I was not expecting to see 2 singles on the rest of this base, but they were there. Even had there been the double giant bomb set here, as you'll see in just a second, he would have triggered them one at a time and under heal. Those hogs would have been fine. The core is still being wrecked by his Barbarian King, who is now taking out the enemy Barbarian King. He's still got... oh, I guess it's just skeletons, no more witches left up. But all of his hogs are taking out those last few defenses. Great surgical deployment all the way around on that. And if you'll notice, he still has a rage that he never used in the beginning to help get rid of what could have been a drag, but nope. And he has a ton of hogs left over. Now it's just cleanup. Barbarian King's banging on a wall. Wizards all around the base. He ends up raging the grass over there. Great raid show. The next attack we're looking at is Drago taking on number 15. I believe this is a... no, it's still 2 Golem, 2 Witches. Sorry about that. 2 Golem, 2 Witches attack. It's a base... it's an alteration of a base people see pretty often, with that huge southern compartment, but not much else anywhere else. Drops both of his golems to go ahead and get the coverage and tanking out, then wizards to create the funnel, a few extra ones to get rid of those trash buildings. Archer Queen is already starting to beat on the buildings that are behind the walls. Wall breakers open up that compartment really nice. If you'll notice, though, his max level CC golem is not going to go into the compartment. It's just going to chill outside because it doesn't know what's going on, I guess. Barbarian King is targeting the enemy royals, and they're both down. Well, no, the king is still up, but just barely. The clan castle troops are poisoned and slowly dying. There, that last one goes down. Archer Queen is still up. He's already doing surgical deployment of his hogs, and I loved the deployment just because all of those point defenses went down, and I think he lost 2 or 3 hogs. First heal is great. Second heal is also great. Third heal was just a little out of range of the hogs that needed it, and it ended up being mostly wasted, but that's alright. He still has a ton of hogs left over, and not very much splash damage, just mortars that aren't really going to be able to do much of anything. Cleanup is already going really well over on this side, though I believe that's where his hogs end up. No, his hogs end up going north. I did think it was a little funny the way his hogs had to reroute to each of those defenses that was somehow left over. My only note is I think had he dumped a few of the hogs and brought loons instead, he could have taken care of that top cannon, and I found it really odd that the giant bomb was up there, but had he brought those loons, he could have avoided that. But that's really just nitpicking at this point. Everything went really well in that attack, and now it's just cleanup. I do think it was a little close on time just because he lost those hogs towards the end. But as you can see, the wizards are taking out the town hall. The only big building left is that storage, and there are 3 hogs that just got rid of that. Great raid, Drago. Up next, we have Apex Southpaw taking on number 13. This is a 3 golem goho. There we go. Drops 2 golems, starts setting up the funnel with some wizards. His archer queen behind it. There goes the 3rd golem. Drops 1 wall breaker just to test for any bombs. His golems would have taken care of that, but that's alright. Then drops the rest of his wall breakers to make sure they get into that compartment there. Wizards are taking out some of the outer defenses. Archer Queen looks like she's going to route around, but thankfully she's smart and gets back into that compartment. Jump goes down. All those golems are going to go into the core. CC starts coming out. Really well placed poisoned. Everything's going to get into that. A Archer Tower is targeting his Archer Queen, but so far it looks like that's going to be fine. And starts deploying his hogs. So far just 2 rows of, I think that was around 6 or 7 hogs. They take out those defenses really quickly. His Barbarian King is in the core. Ability has been used for both royals, but the Clan Castle troops are down. The enemy Archer Queen and Barbarian King are down. All of his hogs are deployed at this point, and they're taking out each defense as they see it really quickly. He's still got a golem and a half in the core there. Tanking for... oh, I think it's just 1 golem. No, it is a golem and a half. Tanking for a Tesla and an Expo. Breaks open, gets rid of that Expo that's in the core there, and sets off a giant bomb, which is really nice, though would have tripped those one at a time. I think there's a second one in there. Yeah, there's definitely a second bomb over there. But his hogs end up totally pathing over it, or away from it, my bad. Spring traps take care of a few of his hogs towards the end, but at this point, he still has, I think, around 20 hogs is my guess. 17 or 20. He was dropping cleanup throughout the raid, so it's already halfway done. Just a few storages in the clan castle left over. Oh, they finally go through the bomb there. Great raid, Apex. Sorry about that, guys. My recorder glitched out a little bit. The next one we're going to look at is myself taking on number 10. This was a cleanup attack, and I struggled planning for it for way too long. I just could not figure out what I wanted to do, and I ended up going a little bit out of my comfort zone, bringing only 14 hogs and 1 heal for them, which is something I never would have thought I would have done, but it ended up fitting the base. I knew there was a lava hound in the clan castle, so I used the 2 archer and healer method to go ahead and just get rid of it for the entire raid, basically ignore it. It would have distracted my archer queen for way too long, so I didn't want to deal with it. I dropped 4 earthquake spells to open all the way up into that core, wizards to create the funnel, archer queen to help get rid of any trash buildings that are back there. The enemy archer queen already goes down, just a few shots from my raged archer queen and wizards, and she's gone. Barbarian king goes down. He starts taking out everything in the core. I drop a few loons on the side just to get rid of those defenses so that they aren't bothering my royals or my wizards that are in the core there. I end up having a large group of wizards on the east side that are helping taking out everything as they see it. But all the loons end up taking out those defenses. I start dropping my hogs on the backside as soon... oops, sorry about that. As soon as they take out those archer towers, I drop the heal for them. I raged my Barbarian King a little early. I wasn't paying attention, so I ended up raging him while he was beating up skeletons, but that's alright. Those last few defenses are starting to go down. Both of my heroes are still up. That last giant bomb triggers, it only hits 1 of my hogs. I ended up dropping all of my cleanup wizards on the wrong side because I did not see that there was a mortar there, but obviously it ends up being fine. Didn't use my poison spell. I honestly probably could have brought a haste. That might have been, I'm not sure where it would have been more effective, but it was going to be more effective than the poison spell I'm about to drop. Anyways, at this point it is just cleanup. There's not much going on. Go ahead and fast forward. Alright. 2 more attacks. This is Stingray taking on their top Town Hall 9, which I believe was fully maxed. Just a few walls left over. Actually, around half of their walls are left over. And he's going to use the max attack, which I'm sure at this point all of you have heard of or seen or something, because it's being used on so many asymmetrical anti-3-star bases, and it's just incredible to see how people use it and how effective it can be. So he drops 2 golems, brings a witch, and goes ahead, drops the earthquakes to get that compartment all opened up. Wall breakers get them all going in there. The CC troops come out. He drops the poison. Great patience on the Barbarian King. Nothing's going to hurt it by the time it gets in there. I do wonder if the troop space that he spent for the witch could have been placed in, I don't know, 2 more loons or maybe even hogs to do something. I'm not sure where the hogs would have been used, but both of those wizard towers in the core there, I think, ended up getting rid of all of the skeletons as soon as they ended up going anywhere. So I'm not sure that she was very much use, but obviously it doesn't matter, as he is just torn through that entire core using all of those spells with that kill squad. And this is the interesting part about max attack. No spells for the laloon portion of it. He's dropping 2 hounds, around 18 loons I think it was, but he's not going to use any spells for them because he just has so many balloons and he got so much value out of that kill squad that there's not much other than the air defenses that can destroy his hounds. His Archer Queen ended up going to the wrong side, avoiding that last air defense, but obviously it ends up being okay as he just has this huge cluster of loons heading towards it. And when I was talking about the witch earlier, that was obviously nitpicking. This attack was fantastic. He still has his Archer Queen ability, which he uses here in just a second. So many pups are up. He dropped his wizards. Oh, I forgot to mention that. As soon as he started dropping his hound and loons over here, he dropped a wizard to get that cleanup process going, which was very well done. And at this point, it's almost over. Great job, Sting. The last one we're going to look at is a Town Hall 10 3-star by Juniub. A great attack. I always love seeing a Town Hall 10 3-starred. It's Shattered Laloon. Goes ahead and drops both of those golems and starts setting up the funnel. Going to drop his Archer Queen here in just a second. Wizards are taking out every building that she could possibly reroute to. Drops his Barbarian King. I think it was just a little early, but a golem ends up jumping ahead of him and pulling the CC troops to it. Great freeze, great value for that. He ends up getting the Expo, Inferno Tower, and the Queen. Had he waited just a few seconds longer, I think he could have gotten the Dragon, but it clearly does not matter much. 1 air defense is down, the Archer Queen is down, an Inferno Tower is down at this point. The 2nd air defense goes down, and there's an Expo. So obviously huge value for that kill squad. And now he's starting the Laloon portion. His Archer Queen is still up. And I love the deployment style that he used here. You could tell he was 2-finger dropping all of them, and it was really well done. Teslas end up popping on the outside, but it doesn't pull away much. I do think it ends up having a few loons route around the air defense over on this side. But clearly it's fine. Great value for the freeze that he uses up there. I loved that ring of, or that semicircle of haste spells that got all of those loons going as quickly as possible to those remaining defenses. The last air defense ends up staying up after the last hound busts, but ironically the lava hound, or the lava pups, my bad, take it out, and all the defenses are down at this point. Archer Queen is still up. So many pups are left over. Let's just clean up. Great raid Junie and great war to Omega. And I do have a bit of a surprise for you guys. Our current war is a scrimmage against Reddit Dark. It's already shaping up to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of great attacks so far, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a recap of it to you guys tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.